phone has low battery and we're not that far into the torso. Hi, I'm Coral. This is Coral Gardens. We're going to take a quick look around the garden today. Still in the heat of the summer. It is a little rough out here, especially in the middle of the day. I don't come out too much in that time. I typically try and get all my garden stuff done in the morning or evening, fight the mosquitoes a little bit rather than the heat. But we've had a lot of garden success this year, and I'm just happy to be in a space where I can garden and share it with you guys. So come along, follow all my videos, if like and subscribe if you haven't, and we'll take a look around the garden. Good morning, friends. It's August 18th and we're going to do a quick garden tour. It is a beautiful morning. Sun's just coming up. It's going to get hot here fast, so we'll go quick. Here's our little okra that's doing pretty good. And now the green onions are starting to come up around it that I planted just for the space. The moringa tree looks great. Zinnias that I deadheaded are just about to bloom. I'm sad I don't have more flowers this year. Mint's doing pretty good. Kids are so tiny. Smallest little zinnia head ever. This is the okra that had aphids really bad. Still has some tiny ants and aphids. I'm going to smash those in a bit, but I don't feel like touching them too much right now. Carrots are looking really good all around it. And then the one little celery here, rogue random celery. Tree of hell. Carrots are looking really nice. There's the moringa that's come back from the dead multiple times. And then this is a new one that I planted as a backup. At some point I had a hard time getting those to germinate. Now they're germinating every time. We got our chives going to flower. We have some Thai basil going to flower there, and parsley that has gone to seed and I need to collect the seed from. There's culinary basil in here. There's more parsley that's not gone to seed. There's cilantro. There's dill. There's purple opal basil, and that one's variegated really beautifully. This one that's just dark back there. Really pretty. I haven't been out here in a few days because I've been sick, so it's kind of fun to come see what's growing. We are going to harvest a few things today, but we'll probably just do this kind of walkthrough first. I'm a little bit dizzy, not going to lie. I think I'll be okay. That sunflower's about to bloom there. That'll be pretty. We're going to pull 3, I think, spaghetti squash today. Maybe a couple corn, because there are some that are dried out. Watermelon here. I don't know. Oh gosh, these guys have been struggling in the heat. So yeah, his tendrils are dried up, but I think just because his vine is dead. So I don't know if I should, I feel like I should give him a little bit more time. Not positive though. Some of these have really struggled in the heat without me being concerned about their perfect watering. There's that first spaghetti squash we're gonna harvest. I figured I wouldn't get too close and then I changed my mind. We've harvested a few corn already. These are glass gem and painted mountain corn. Hopefully this microphone's drowning out the dogs barking next door. They're outside all the time. There's a pretty big watermelon there. We are also gonna take this guy here because he clearly hasn't grown anymore. I don't know if he's a Casper pumpkin or what he is, but there should be babies on some of these that I haven't seen yet. I don't know if I want to like bend over too much with my just getting past this illness. We had a vomiting illness. Like I threw up I think I only threw up like twice, but it was pretty gnarly. Beautiful amaranth right here. There's a funny shaped little watermelon in there. Here's another spaghetti squash we'll be harvesting, just a little guy. These are some of the corn we've already harvested because it was already dried out. The husks were, and it was really low to the ground. So I didn't want it to get wet while we were watering it and then rot after the fact. I can't believe that little butternut squash is hanging in there. This guy actually looks pretty good where they're planted together. Probably kind of fighting it out for nutrients. Here's the little waffle garden bed where the corn's planted really densely. In there. Good morning, little bee. Here's a little pumpkin, looks like. And I don't know if that's going to be a jack-o'-lantern. It could be from that same vine as what I think is a jack-o'-lantern pumpkin in there. Here is the little watermelon that looked like a peanut, and I don't think he's going to get any bigger. So I guess we're going to see what he tastes like still as a peanut. Pull him maybe today too. I'm going to look closer at that vine. Oops. I don't want to disturb the bees too much. Pretty big moon and stars watermelon. Getting pretty round and nice. Let's see. There is a pumpkin right there that I need to probably pull pretty soon. It's right in the middle. Another little funny shaped watermelon. Amaranth is beautiful. Some of these don't have any female flowers yet or babies on. There's something down there. Another about to bloom. Take this spaghetti squash today too. These are just three sisters. Flint corn, squash and watermelon, and then beans planted in the middle, drying beans, and amaranth and sunflowers in some of them as like a cousin. Hi, little birdie. This little dove right here has been flying up and building a nest right up here. I keep seeing it go back and forth from my window. There's a little mystery tomato from our garden club. Putting on pretty good tomatoes and flowers. Our sweet potatoes. One of the tomatoes, this was the best looking one that we bought from the nursery for half off and probably should have been free. Portulaca should be blooming here soon. Sunflower is pretty. There's a bunch of ants on the deadheads especially. Got the most beautiful multicolored blooms. I'll have to try and bring you back one of the times they're blooming. That little dark red guy's about to bloom. And our big sunflower has opened all the way. That's one of the reasons I wanted to do this and not miss it. About now 7 feet tall. I don't know, I'm a bad judge of those things, but a bunch of hollyhock babies there. One here. Gopher's still been wreaking havoc, as you can see by the down squash plants. We did finally find, there's a hori hori I was on the lookout for. I need find a little tunnel here that went both ways. I don't think Cam's checked it. I'm afraid to check it. But hopefully we finally got him, because I think the other holes we were just going where he'd taken a plant down and it was not like a pathway. I think we finally got it in a good spot. There's that little mashed potato. I'm gonna harvest that today too. I'm not positive it's cured all the way, but I don't want to miss it. I want the gopher to get that. Staying out of there. The 2 tomatoes that I planted from seed are huge and really need to be tied up. The ones that we bought for, oh, and the little Chileno that came all the way back from death is looking good. The ones we bought from the nursery for 50% off again, not so great. New growth is looking pretty good, but they have a lot to overcome, so we'll see if they get big enough to do anything major for us. Little carrots and one little hollyhock in there. But these guys definitely need to be tied. They're just rambling. Let's start harvesting along the way. I'm hoping it'll be easy one-handed with the Hori Hori. If you haven't seen one, these are fantastic. They're garden shovel / knives. There's a serrated edge on this side of the knife. They're both sharp, and this is just a flat sharp. This guy might be easier just to twist, actually. Way easier. That's what I usually do with squash, but sometimes you can't. It's good. I don't know if I should. Yeah, I guess I'll carry these guys around with me. A trip back to with the harvest in a minute. Tomatoes out here looking better under the shade than outside of it, obviously. Outside ones are still getting a lot of sun. I'm thinking now we probably could have tied onto this fence here, but we're trying to get it as tall as possible. It's not very tall, as you can see. Oh, there's some ripe cherry tomatoes down there. I'm gonna go grab that. They're doing okay. Tomatoes and summer squash have been pretty disappointing this year, so it is what it is. I'm gonna have to get a basket for all the stuff we're harvesting, Renee. These are yellow pear tomatoes, it looks like. Pretty small. Definitely down in the dirt. So I'll need to wash them off good, but kind of fun. I've only had a few tomatoes here and there so far. There's one. A slicer that's got a little tomato on. It's really hard to do garden tours with this shade cloth too. Our little Chinese melon has its first blossom. That's pretty. We'll come back to that. Let's go grab a basket for what we have so far. Which isn't much, but there will be more. I came to grab a basket to harvest in, but there are several spiders, including one really big wolf spider that now, oh, there he is. Can you see him? Oops. Yeah, right there. That I don't really want to kick out or fight with. Wolf spiders move a little fast. They make me a little more nervous than some other spiders. I know they're safe, so, but I just also don't, I'm too soft and I don't want to boot them from their home. So I think I'm probably just gonna put them up on the table and just take trips back and forth. So let's continue. Let's cut the harvest what we have. This guy I'm definitely going to cut because these are so spiky. I don't want to get my hand all the way in there. Okay, let's see. Okay, not good to. Beautiful little spaghetti squash. Should have 3 of those. Maybe see if my landlord wants one. Tempted to cut that watermelon too, but I'm going to leave him. I think that little tiny bit of green is still on his thing. This guy will cut because I think he's just not growing. so much easier than trying to pull it. Probably could have done it left-handed. He might still be edible. I don't know. Might cut him open and see. Two more spaghetti squash here. I'm a little nervous with this guy to cut to the next thing on accident. Oops. Oy. Wow. I'm clumsy a little bit. Okay. Oof. I'm gonna leave that pumpkin a little longer just in case. I haven't even gotten down there to put a fingernail in him. I'm not even trying to bring you guys on for this one. Let's see. With one the spaghetti squash in each hand. Boy. Okay. Here's our biggest spaghetti squash. I'll show you in a second. Not quite ready. Oops. My phone has low battery and we're not that far into the torso. Torso? Sounded. Okay. He's just dirty. So 3 small spaghetti squash, one little funky nut, maybe not, pollinated pumpkin, mashed potato squash, and a couple tiny tomatoes so far. Take another quick drink of water. Okay. Stay hydrated, people. It's tough out there. Water is important. Okay. Oh yeah, tomatoes. Grab those few tiny ones. I'm gonna tie these all up. And those ones out in the main garden. We have our peppers in here. Definitely probably need to harvest some of these. Hungarian wax. There's a big one here. I don't know what I'm filming. Let's see. We gave some Chilenos to the lady who runs the garden club we're in on last week. So there's not going to be as many big ones. Might grow them a little bit longer. Lots of them on though. I'm really hoping to get that one fell off and it's drying out a little bit. Guess I'll put him back in the bed and let him dry out there. Hoping to get enough to can at some point in the near future. Here's a few jalapenos. One of those, I don't know. I like they might get a little bit bigger, but I don't want to miss my opportunity. Here's our first eggplant. I think it's still growing a little bit. Beans on back there yet. Okay, now I gotta get out of here. No. Alright, just a little handful of peppers for now. Throw these back on the table too, and then we'll come back for the corn and stuff over here. I think this is gonna be pretty much it for the harvest. But I can't remember, there might be one more thing. There's our sweet corn. I don't know if it's gonna do anything. Here's some cobs. I don't know if they feel kind of full, but they're as you can tell, the stalks are very small. We have new cucumber coming up in the corners of all of these beds. Boy, I'm standing all the way up here. Tomatillos over here. This sweet corn doing a lot better. Also has cucumber in the corners. These cucumber were started earlier. I've gotten one cucumber off them so far. And it was a little bait alpha. I think it was on one of these. Wait, we're all up in the corn right now. That cucumber's climbing up there. I don't see any other fruit just yet. Our volunteer amaranth, purslane, arugula. We have some red rat's tail radish here starting to flower really pretty. Those okras are like not growing that much. Oh yeah. Our huge arugula bush grove area. And the bees just go to town over here. And then we'll go onto the trellises. Beans, some of them are barely hanging in with the heat we've had. Looks like the red Malabar spinach is starting to take off though, so that's kind of nice. The Cherokee Trelliteers and the long beans are doing better than any of the others, it seems, for sure. I expected the long beans to do this well. I don't know that I expected the Cherokee Trelliteers to do as well. Long beans are the ones that are reaching up in all of these instances. I've been getting long beans off of these. I love them. See, the other day, this sunset runner bean, like, I think might have just given up completely. We'll see. They're doing okay, the rest of them. And hopefully the red Malabar spinach will take over. These melons and cucumbers. This melon I keep trying to train up, but it keeps finding its way down. Oh, there's a volunteer mullet. Melon there. Sharon Taste. I think. Harvested a few Boston pickling cucumbers off that guy. They're a little tiny. They're so cute. And we've definitely harvested some Armenian yard longs off of that's the main guy trailing around. Silver Yamato watermelon. Getting too big for its case. And on this side we have lots of melons all staying really low, I think because of the heat. Watermelon here. Almost ripe Kajari here. Oh, it's split and has ant damage. Okay. Well, throw this in the compost, but at least we know for next time. There's a cantaloupe there. Just wanted to touch it to see if it would slip off easily. There's a little tiny Kajari ripening there. I think it was just the shock of the heat the last few days. Kind of a bummer. I don't love the taste of these that much, so I'm not gonna cry over it. Come right back. To show you this guy from the back. Okay. Maybe we'll just do this one since we're walking that way and then go back. Hopefully that's not too confusing. We went to the compost in the main garden. Now we're walking back and we'll do these last two trellises. This is a volunteer butternut. Climbing up the trellis really nicely. Got a couple of good butternuts growing. And then this is that Chinese melon. Its first flowers. The leaves are really soft and fuzzy. This is a Jack B. Little, this little guy that's trying to find his way out at all to get any light. This guy's really crowding him out. Let's see. Now we can see what he is. Huh. Oh, I think he might be a kaboka. He's got such a bushy habit right now, though. I don't know. And then there's a board. Really pretty. See, these are the squash that were drowned out by the arugula right here. This arugula is coming back from the roots of the arugula. It cut it all the way down to the soil, but it's still coming back. That guy, maybe a Lakota? I'm not sure. Hi, bees. And then this is the primarily spaghetti squash trellis. Gotta kind of adjust them a little bit. Spaghetti squash, unfortunately, is one of the spikier ones, so it always gets me. This guy, yeah, he's still pierceable, but he's getting big. And then down here we had something I can't remember. And we have our little Jack B. Little pumpkin that I probably could take too. Let's see. Can indent him still just a little, so maybe I'll give him another minute. Okay, so that's the garden, mid-August. Thanks for hanging out.
Like and subscribe.